this is HRM Group 2, Claire speaking. How may I help you? Everyone, this talk will discuss the external factor and human resources management skills. The four factors of the external factors is social, legal, technical, economics. So, for the next presenter, may I call Aquino to discuss? Sure, ma'am. It is a pleasure for me and for my team to elaborate on the key external factor and human resources management skills. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy learning more about it. Hi everyone, this is Talk. We'll discuss external factor and human resources management skills. Here are the four understanding key of external factors. The first one is social, legal, technical, economics. For the next presenter, may I call Aquino to discuss?
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for picking up. So here's my report, ma'am. So, social is an attitude and beliefs about what is acceptable or what is right. Societal HR objectives often relate to creating a positive work environment for people who work at an organization. These objectives can relate to work culture, compliance with rules and regulation in the organization's industry, and behavioral policies. Some societal HR objectives may also relate to settling team members' disputes and investigating any hostile workplace complaints. Here are some examples of other objectives that HR manager may make. First is to develop a safe and positive work culture. Second is to provide incentives to retain key talent and maintain a stable work environment. Third is to develop efficient communication methods between departments and ensure effective collaboration. Fourth is to provide high quality and consistent training opportunities for the new team members. Fifth is to manage payroll efficiently and minimize any challenges with the software. Sixth is to increase recruitment fairs at nearby college and universities. Seventh is to maintain employee morale by maintaining clean and attractive work facilities. The eighth is to create resources and tools that enable workforce empowerment. Ninth is to ensure that all company HR policies meet compliance with local rules and regulation. 10th is to integrate a person's individual goals with the goals of the department and organization. 11th is to improve performance tracking to ensure high output from everyone in the company. 12th is to create engaging events to increase company morale and facilitate communication between departments. 13th is to develop communication methods where people can provide honest feedback about the organization. 14th is to consistently assess training standards and analyze the effectiveness of current training and development programs. And last but not the least is to hire qualified individuals in leadership positions to ensure fair and effective leadership throughout all company departments. So that's my report, ma'am. Hope you like it. I gotta go now.
Hi, thank you for passing the call, Kabaylo. So this is about technology. Technology makes businesses processes more efficient. It also cuts down on the cost of storage and transport. Since everything can now be stored and shared as digital files, there is the technology that can make your job go faster and easier. Information technology is important in our lives because it helps to deal with everyday dynamic things. Technology offers various tools to boost the development and exchange of information. Both these things are the objective of IT to make tasks easier and to solve many problems. As I said earlier, for us, the future HR, it benefits us because it will make our job easier and more convenient. We just need a laptop or computer to do monitoring like how the employee production and see the payroll of each and every one. Also, hiring these days are so hassle, but with online application, it will lessen the exhausting and tiring commuting in the company when applying. See, it will benefit all of us. That's all. Thank you.
I'm on the line, Miss Castro. Thank you for forwarding the call. Well, now I am going to talk about one of the external factor in human resources, which is the economic environment. Economic conditions are a major external factor that is pretty much outside of the control of the human resources management, but which can have huge impact on the company. Recessions, economic booms, and the general rate of inflation affect consumer demand, which affects personal needs. Another huge economic factor is the unemployment rate, which affects the market rate for wages and salaries. The economic environment affects all parts of the business, and it also affects human resources management in terms of how many employees might be needed. Globalization also has a dramatic effect on human resources management because it creates a more competitive environment, requiring increases in productivity and more efficient employees. This means that the department must do their best in selecting and developing employees to maximize productivity. And that's all for the economic environment and human resources. I would like to pass the call and speak with Ms. Elnar.
And I'm now speaking de Guzman. Thank you. Let's now proceed to my report about skills needed for human resource management. It simply isn't enough to have knowledge of human resource, such as knowing which forms need to be filled out. It takes multiple skills to create and manage people, as well as a cutting-edge human resource department. Here are the examples for skills needed in human resource management. First, organization. Being organized is imperative to succeed in a human resource role. On the other hand, the human resource team has to ensure the effective filling and management of documents such as employment agreements and personal data. Second, time management. Third, communication. Fourth, confidentiality. Fifth, adaptability. Another important skill for human resource professionals is to be adaptable. Unpredictable circumstances can shake up an HR professional's daily agenda. To adjust or even predict changes, human resource team members need to be adaptable in their approach. 6. Teamwork. Like with most jobs, having great teamwork skills is important for human resource professionals. 7. Problem solving. Human resource professionals are likely to encounter many difficult situations during their career. Therefore, it's handy to be a good problem solver to deal with these as they arise. Plus, having good problem solving skills will help get you noticed as well, meaning more opportunities for progression. And lastly, leadership. As with most careers, being able to demonstrate leadership skills will be beneficial to you as you progress. Having leadership skills shows your ability to take control and responsibility for your work and others, which could lead to you gaining more opportunities for promotion or pay rises. Human resource professional must be able to cultivate an organization-wide leadership and coaching approach that will develop agile employees, build creative teams and creative effective problem solvers at all levels of the organization. And that's all. Thank you. I'd like to transfer the call to Miss Gabito. Thank you.
Received. Thank you, Miss Eliza. As we can all imagine, corporate world is a busy working industry. People there are working through deadlines and running towards their objectives. One of the best way to accomplish those tasks is having a strong organizational skills. This skill is crucial if you want to land a role in human resource, but of course this is also applicable to those that wants to work in the business or banking industry. HR entails a lot of responsibilities such as recruitments, training, developing plans, and employee relations stuffs. They must oversee these responsibilities and must do the process in a systematic way. There are three examples of organizational skills that HR professionals prepares. First is the time management. There are parts of our works that is time sensitive. For example, employment contracts. The HR team must be responsible to meet these deadlines and comply to the regulations. Second, records management. HR teams are the ones that manages informations and documents like the employment profiles and contracts, whether it is in a physical or digital format. They're the ones that stores and retrieve data from their company's computer filing system. Third is calendar management. There are instances that works can pile up with each other, so an HR should know what to prioritize or how to squeeze another work in their schedules. For example, there are a new batch of employees, so they need to set up a training program for them. So having a good calendar management helps the HR to be productive and work effectively. So with all these administrative tasks and abundant paperwork, being organized allows the HR to be efficient in their tasks and lead the organization to its objectives. May I speak with Ms. Hermida to share more about the other skills of a human resource must have?
Thank you for passing the call, Ms. Gabito. I would like to share about being able to multitask. That is, working on more than one task at a time, and it is important in managing human resources. Unlike other management positions, which only focus on one task or one part of the business, human resources focuses on all areas of the business where multitasking is a must. Here are some examples of multitasking in human resources. First, recruitment, in which the recruitment and selection process is coordinated by the Human Resources Department. Second, employee benefits. The Human Resources professional coordinates with benefits providers to enroll and perform maintenance on group health benefits plans such as medical, dental and vision insurance, and short and long-term disability plans. Third is the employee relations. This includes meeting with all persons involved in a situation, obtaining all relevant documentation, and written statements of all witnesses, and using all this information to make a decision. Next one is payroll. In some companies, the Human Resources Department is responsible for processing employee payroll. Lastly, the miscellaneous. This is creating and analyzing several reports involving items such as employee turnover, compensation, and annual performance reviews. Well, why is it important to multitask in human resources? Multitasking certainly increases the productivity of the organization, and it also delivers more output with minimum resources. And that's all for being able to multitask. May I forward the call to Ms. Lomontad? We do love to hear what you want to discuss.
I'm speaking, Miss Lamontad. Thank you for passing the call. I'd like to share as a manager how you interact with your employees can have an impact on both your and their performance. Employees are more likely to be engaged and productive at work if they are aware of department goals and feel that their management values their opinions. For example, suppose you have a new employee. Set up regular meetings with the new employee to discuss her progress and any questions or concerns she may have. Ask her pointed questions such as, what is the most satisfying aspect of your job so far? The secret is to get the new worker talking by asking open-ended questions. You may find that handled well and with empathy, a difficult conversation can become an opportunity to build a stronger relationship. Effective communication can increase productivity while preventing misunderstandings. Leaders who can explain the benefits of HR plans, for example, are more likely to cultivate employee buy-in. This point is important because employee support is critical to ensuring that employees use HR services. Mortal, may I speak with you?
Thank you for the signal, Miss Marinas. Now I would like to share to you that there are some keys to a successful career in HRM or management, which includes the first one is understanding the specific job areas, such as managing the employee database. An HR should study the background of the employee based on the information that the employee has given. This one is important because the information of the employees needs to be stored or kept privately. The second one is understanding the employment laws. This is to ensure safety and fair treatment of employees. And also important because if an HR knows about the law, it can avoid conflict between the employer and employees. The last but not the least is knowing how to write and develop a strategic plan that aligns with the business. It can boost employee satisfaction and performance. Ensure teams are aligned to help the business achieve its strategic objectives and increase their influence and decision-making power across the organization. So for the next call, may I call Miss Pandat? What do you want to share with us?
Thank you, Miss Pandat. I'm on the line. So, let's talk about ethics and fairness. Ethics and fairness are also necessary in human resources. It is a moral obligatory and behavior that businesses to be have. An ability to know the right and wrong when making a big decision. A standard in a workplace to have a fairness is a positive environment that can build trust in a team. One of example of that is many
HR managers are required to work with highly confidential information, such as salary information, so a sense of ethics when managing this information is essential. So, for the next line, may you speak with us, Mr. Ramos?
I'm speaking, Miss Pinion. Thank you. Now I will discuss why is critical thinking important to an HR. Critical thinking helps people professionals make decisions in a more reflective way. These decisions are less likely to be biased, crucial for HR leaders. HR and people management involves solving a multitude of problems for your business. Critical thinking is important in people management because it helps us avoid making decisions based on incorrect assumptions, unreliable sources, and also unconscious biases. Having strong critical thinking skills enable HR professionals at all levels to collect and process information in a structured way, aiding the problem-solving process. Critical thinking also helps people manager engage in strategic conversations with internal business partners from professions where critical thinking is a central part of their role, like legal professionals, engineers, or C-suite management. HR teams are often asked to facilitate meetings around complex or difficult strategic issues amongst other parts of the business. With critical thinking knowledge, you are likely to be in a better position to do this, but also to facilitate stakeholder thoughts in a more structured way. The next that I will discuss is what skills and knowledge do you consider are most important to HR management? Communication is arguably the most important skill a human resources manager must possess. A qualified HR manager needs strong written and verbal communications to handle daily tasks. That's all. In the second to the caller, Miss Sitoy, I'm allowing you to speak.
Thank you for allowing me to speak, Mr. Ramos. Regarding about the exam, there are three exams you can take to show your mastery of HRM materials. And let me elaborate these three exams. The first one is Professional in Human Resources, or PHR. To take this exam, an HR professional must have at least 2 years experience. The exam is 4 hours long and consists of 225 multiple choice questions in a variety of areas. 12% of the test focuses on strategic management, 26% on workforce planning, 17% on human resource development, 16% on rewards, 22% on employee and labor relations, and 7% on risk management. The application process for taking the exam is given on the Human Resource Certification Institute website. The second is Senior Professional in Human Resources, or SPHR. This exam is designed for HR professionals who focus on designing and planning, rather than actual implementation. It is recommended that the person taking this exam has 6 to 8 years of experience and oversees and manages an HR department. In this test, the greater focus is on the strategic aspect of HRM. And the last is Global Professional in Human Resources, or GPHR. This exam is for HR professionals who perform many of their tasks on a global level and whose companies often work across borders. This exam is 3 hours long with 165 multiple choice questions. A person with 2 years of professional experience can take the certification test. However, because the test has the international aspect, someone would design HR-related programs, and processes to achieve business goals will be best suited to earn this certification.
Hello, good day to you, my dear students. This is Miss Natalie Rose Asho. May I just ask you to please help us to understand the key factors of human resources management skills? Can you please elaborate on that part? Yes, I am here with you guys from the start. But first, let me just thank you, Miss Itoy, for allowing me to speak. Alright, let us now talk about the 9 possible job titles under human resources management. First on the list, we have recruiter. They identify and encourage qualified candidates to apply for open positions that best match for the current requirements of the company. Second, we have the compensation analyst. Their responsibility is to assist businesses in creating equitable compensation plans to draw and retain employees. Third, we have the human resources assistant. They support all employees with clerical tasks and assist with recruitment, record keeping for payroll processing. Fourth, we have employee relation manager. Carries out research on pay practice, benefits, and other payment-related topics using surveys, interviews, and other studies. Fifth, we have benefit manager. Manages the day-to-day management of employees' benefit plans across the whole organization using information and skills acquired via education, training, and or experience. Sixth, we have the work-life coordinator, a person whose job is to guide the employees in balancing their personal and professional concerns. Seventh, we have the training and development manager. This job actively seek out, envisions, and put into practice efficient means of training, enhancing and recognizing performance of each employee. Eighth, we have the human resources manager. Its responsibility for organizing and administrating all activities involving the manpower of the organization. Their responsibility includes creating recruitment tactics, putting in place procedure for handling employees' benefits, payroll, behaviors, and onboarding new hires. And lastly, we have the Vice President for Human Resources, executive level supervision and direction for the company's HR activities, setting, enforcing, and reviewing all legal complaints, human resources policies, methods, and best practice, as well as coming up with and putting into action long-term strategic recruitment goals. I think I've already discussed everything about the general titles in human resources management. So, Ms. Andrales, I'm giving back the call to you.
The first skills needed is organization. The need for this skill makes sensitive given that you mean managing people pay, benefits, and careers. Having organization files on your computer and good time management skills are a goal for success in any job, but especially if you take on a role in women. Being able to manage where of present, deal with the conflict and conclusion other are all in the role of people. The ability to communicate those along with the people skills, everything in between such a changes to policy makes for excellent manager and human resources management. Such a managing the employee based understand the employment laws and knowing to write and develop strategic plan. A person with a strategic mindset can plan for enough advice and look at trends that will affect the environment
in which the business operating that manager focus on their own area and not enough on the business. A whole the strategic HR professional is able to not only work within his or her but also understand how HR fits into the bigger picture of the business.
Thank you for allowing me to discuss, Mr. Myrtle. One of the skills needed in human resources is having a strategic mindset. Means stepping out of the everyday details and doing to look at the situation from above, giving an objective perspective through a bird's eye view. There are three parts in developing a strategic way of working and thinking. You need the right skills, knowledge, and mindset. As a human resource professional, having a strategic mindset is a key skill as well. The strategic HR professional is able to not only work within his or her area, but also understand how HR fits into the bigger picture of the business. There is no typical definition on strategic thinking. It is the proactive process that aims to forecast the future and explore all options. It is intended to make right decisions today to influence the future positively. It balances the creativity, innovative approaches, and realistic expectations. Well, when to use your strategic mindset? Usually, when we talked about the out of the box approach, we mean that we need to think critically about the future. It is the approach when we combine ideas we know with approaches we can try. It is the moment when to generate the most innovative ideas that can help us gain competitive advantages. It is also a slow process, and it requires a full involvement and engagement of the team. Almost no one can shape a great new idea without external help from colleagues and friends, right? And that is having a strategic mindset in human resources. For the next line, may I put the line with Miss Pignon?
Yes, I'm here with you guys. So may I put the line with you, Miss Natalie Rose Asho? Is there anything else that I can help with you? It is nice to hear those thoughts from you, Miss Asho. I and together with my team hope that we give you a lot of learning in this call. May signal to put the call down, Miss Asho. Thank you and have a nice day.